Throughout James's letter, he hasn't held back against those who would seek to oppose God's people, oppose the church. And he hasn't held back against those who profess to have a genuine faith, but their lives tell a different story. That doesn't mean he doesn't love those people. The last two verses of his letter show his commitment to those who aren't showing that they have a genuine faith in Jesus. His heart isn't just for those who are walking well. His heart is that all would be saved. Listen to what he says in verse 19 of chapter 5. My brothers, if anyone among you wanders from the truth and someone brings him back, let him know that whoever brings back a sinner from his wandering will save his soul from death and will cover a multitude of sins. Now, James could be talking about two different people here. He could be talking about someone who is genuinely a Christian, who has wandered away from the church for a time. And James says, go after that person, bring them back. And it could be that in doing that, you would save them from death. It might be that the sin that they're engaging in is leading them down a path of physical death and destruction. If they're a Christian, they cannot lose their salvation. But there are sins that we can engage in, and God is sovereign over our lives, that he could choose to take us at any moment to stop us walking further into the devastation of sin that we might be walking in. Or James could be talking about an unbeliever. Someone who's maybe been in the church, who might have said that they're a Christian, but their life tells a different story and you know that they're not saved. James says, go after them. If it's either of these people, that doesn't really matter. James is saying, go after anyone who is walking in sin, who has wandered away from the church. So folks, who is it in our church? Who are those people? Think of the faces now, the people that we have known in the life of our church, who have made a profession of faith maybe, or have just been coming along on Sunday mornings and now we don't see them at all. The last application of this letter is that we should go after those people. In love, pursue them with the gospel. Show them Jesus. Compel them with the beauty of all that Jesus offers his people. And with the gospel, convince them to come back. Knowing that God is sovereign, knowing that his hand is over all, knowing that if it's his will, they will come back. But he uses his people. He uses his church to pursue the lost, to pursue those who are wandering away from the fold. So would we do that? What a way to finish the letter. Not to be puffed up that we maybe have a great faith and we are not just hearers of the word, but we are doers as well, but actually to go after those who aren't and lovingly convince them to come back. Folks, that's the end of the letter of James. We're going to take a break for a couple of weeks, but we will be back in September. We'll start another devotional then. At Liberti Church, won't be starting to meet physically at the start of September, God willing. Through September we will. But while we're still in this situation and we're not able to be physically present, we'll carry on doing these devotionals as we know that they are a help to many. So have a great 2 weeks. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Hope you've enjoyed the book of James, and I hope you enjoy the next book that we'll look at together. God bless.